I'd like to talk about Buddhism. This is what I practice every day. This is what I do. There are three sections to what I do. The Noble Eightfold Path is divided into three major sections: wisdom, morality, and mental development, teaching and practices. The wisdom teachings include right understanding, right thought, the moral teachings of right speech, right action, and right livelihood. The mental development practices are right effort, right awareness, and right concentration. Here, the word right does not mean right versus wrong. This is not to a moral judgment at all. Instead, it means practicing each point at the path at just the right tempo. Not too much, not too little, just so right. This is the basis of the Buddhist middle way, avoiding extremes and fanaticism. A sacred circle rather than steps. Walking the Buddhist noble path is not a chronological one-way journey in which the practitioner takes one step at a time, mastering each step, then moving on, and then finally reaching enlightenment. On the contrary, it is a spiritual path that is more akin to a circle, or better yet, a sacred circle in which you can join in any point, and by doing so, you will immediately begin to practice the entirety of the way. Each step on the Noble Eightfold Path is integrated with all the other steps. Taking one step on the Buddhist faith fellowships of Noble Eightfold Path for Shin Buddhists or Zen Buddhists will immediately take you on a journey towards total spiritual transformation. Through diligence and deep hearing, the practitioners will quite naturally begin to embody the Nabutsu and Buddhist teachings, and ultimately will experience spiritual rebirth in the Pure Land in this very here and now, which is let's go on to the right understanding. I profoundly entrust the great compassion of the universe, that is, the inconceivable life force of all that was, is, and will be. This great compassion is symbolized as Amida Buddha. I will deeply accept my inherent, finite and foolish nature, Banghu, knowing that these natural limitations are the reason why all sentient beings and I are prime objects of the embrace and never ending nurturing activity of great compassion. I will totally entrust myself to the ceaseless nurturing activity of Amida Primal Vow that will naturally transform my state of ignorance, foolishness, and suffering into a reality of awakening and infinite life. I will understand and embody independence, impermanence, and non-self, and take heed to the reality of individual and collective karma. I will embody the Four Noble Truths, knowing that life is at times a bumpy road, but that life is fundamentally good. So, first noble truth is life is dukkha, disease, suffering. Second noble truth is the cause of ego-centeredness and craving. Third noble truth, life is hopeful and good. Nirvana transcends dukkha. And four noble truth, spiritual path of liberation in eightfold path. Right thought. Realizing that my thoughts shape my reality, I will develop positive habits of mind and eliminate negative patterns of thinking. I will cultivate, renunciate no harm. I abandon ill will to others and myself, and I will forgive. I will study the Dharma on a regular basis, knowing that words and concepts are not reality, but skillful instruments to transform my delusion and self-centeredness into clarity and faith. Number 3, right speech. I will communicate words of kindness and simple truth. I will avoid speaking about others when they are not present. I will listen deeply to what others say in order to transform conflict into harmony. I will lovingly share the Zen Buddhist teachings with others if they are interested in the path. And I will not just speak about Buddhism. I will truly live it. 4, right action. I will consume the self-control. With self-control, this means eating, drinking, and purchasing in moderation. I will use only what my family need. I refrain from mindless consumption and forego useless reusing products and services that unduly harm animals, plants, humans, and non-self life. I will practice generosity, dana, for the good of the individual and the community. I will be conscious of my self-centered tendencies, giving what others truly need and avoiding any notion of personal self-aggrandizement. I will practice the Buddhist 5 ethical precepts as guidelines to wholesome and joyful living. Buddhist ethics are based on non-harm and well-being to all beings and themselves. The 5 precepts are: A. I will practice love. I refrain from killing. B. I will practice generosity. I refrain from stealing. C. I will practice contentment. I refrain from sexual misconduct. D. I will practice mindful speech. I refrain from harmful speech. E. I will practice mindful consumption. I refrain from intoxicants and harmful substances that harm myself, society, and the environment. 5. Right livelihood. I will avoid professions and jobs that defile me and harm others of the environment. I will dedicate my labor and the health and vitality of my workplace and the world. During the course of my workday, I will consider whether my words and actions uplift, harm others, and my environment. In the workplace, in order to avoid conflict, I will not carry the Dharma on my sleeve. Instead, I will practice this noble path in humbleness and thanksgivingness, without others even knowing about it. This is known as practicing the Dharma without form. 6. Right effort. By guarding the mind, I will nourish the wholesome and abandon the unwholesome in my thoughts, speech, actions, and will. The unwholesome is such mental states like greed, hatred, cruelty, gossip, harsh speech, stealing, laziness, etc. The wholesome is non-greed, non-hatred, non-delusion, devotion, and balance. I will regularly take refuge in 3 jewels and always practice mindfulness and means to cultivating positive attention and energy while developing and stabilizing the wholesome. The 3 jewels are: I take refuge in the Buddha, the source of wisdom, faith, and compassion. I take refuge in the Dharma, the true teachings of the way. I take refuge in Sangha, a community of practitioners and all beings. I will always entrust the great compassion symbolized in Amitabha Buddha, voice and profoundly love the Nambutsu, and practice deep hearing Manhu as the natural way to awaken the ultimate dimension, which is my true nature. The Netsu is Namo Abhidabutsu. I trust in Abhidabutsu. I trust in Amitabha Buddha. Or Namangabu is short mantra. 7. Right mindfulness. I will practice voicing the Nambutsu as a natural response to being mindful of Amitabha. The practice is known as Buddha remembrance, Buddha Hamasuma. This remembrance is really being aware of boundless life, force of love, compassion, and wisdom. The practice will naturally transform my forgetfulness and negative habit energies into awakening and gratitude. Thereby, I may experience the ultimate dimension as the Nambutsu. By practicing deep hearing mindfulness, Manuku can touch the phenomenal dimension very deeply, and as a consequence naturally develop the insight into the fate of the ultimate dimension, symbolized as Amitabha. This insight faith is known as Shinzu and is directed not by my efforts, but emerges from the depths of ultimate dimension itself. I will practice clear and unbiased awareness of my thoughts and emotions. I will try not to dwell in personal storytelling and regret of anxious and worry, but instead I will inhabit this very present moment where truth is available to me and to my loved ones. I will look deeply into the thoughts, speech, and actions, and to notice the positive seed of love, compassion, and wisdom for myself, my society, and the world. And 8, not least, right concentration. I will fully commit myself to manifest my inner potential, which is Buddhahood. By living the Nambutsu and this noble path, I do so for the sake of all sentient and non-sentient beings throughout the cosmos. I will meditate on a regular basis in order to cultivate mindfulness and insight, learning to clearly see things as they are will grant me the insight and faith to do the right things that nourish a happier life and help make our world a better place to live for all of its inhabitants. I will single-mindedly practice this noble path every day and moment. I will attend a local Sangha on a regular basis to learn more about the Dhamma and get more involved with social and environmental action in order to actualize my Bodhisattva mission. Call to practice. I urge you to practice and embody the Buddhist teachings for the sake of all sentient and non-sentient beings. Our world is a mess, and more love, compassion, and wisdom are needed. Please join us and make a difference. If you want to learn more about how to practice the Noble Eightfold Path of Zen Buddhist and Shin Buddhism, please attend a gathering of Buddhist Faith Fellowship or one of the chapters of the local Zen Buddhist, Shin Buddhist, or Zen Buddhist churches. If there are not any Buddhist Faith Fellowship chapters in your area, please look at our Start a Local Chapter webpage and learn how to start up your own is Jonas Chang. I, at one time, had hepatitis C for 20 years, and I've also had liver cancer, and I am in the process of a liver transplant. Since that time, my hepatitis, through the practices of what I've been discussing in the last few minutes, in the process of all these things, along with a great God and the prayers of many, I have been healed of hepatitis C. I have been healed of liver cancer. I am in the process of healing myself a tumor, a hernia that's in my stomach. This hernia has been there since the very beginning. This is the problem that arose that ultimately found the cancer. And, due to my problems with blood clotting, I am not able to be operated like normal people. So they are very hesitant to open me up. So right now I'm basically using my Reiki tools, my shamanic tools, all the tools that I've been taught through Buddhism, through shamanism, through my native ways, through so many different vehicles. Once again, I'd like to just add that I am a very diverse person when it comes to spiritual tolerance. I tolerate all spiritualities. I tolerate all religions. I believe there are more paths than one to get to where we need to go to fulfill the balance of life, and to take us into that place where we will not have to suffer any longer. I hope this documentary has been uplifting for you, and my hopes and my prayers and all my healing thoughts go out to the public, to all those who participate